Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It is Ian and Thomas with you as always, and we are at the quarter-final stage of the Champions League because it baffles me that we've got 8 of Europe's best but somehow Arsenal are not in it. But that is a debate for another time. Let's just jump straight into this with our first match. It is Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund.
I mean, this is incredibly exciting, and for some reason I can only see it as Pep Guardiola versus Erling Haaland.
Hazard?
Yeah, Thorgan Hazard, Claudio Reyna, I don't know, Jadon Sancho if he's fit.
Here we go.
In all honesty, Haaland is unreal in this tournament. There's no way he doesn't score against the City side because there's no way he doesn't score in the Champions League. Equally, is this City's best chance? The only other team I think they'd have wanted in this is FC Porto. Dortmund are probably the weakest side out of the rest of them in this. I think Pep Guardiola is going to be licking his chops, and I think they're going to think they're going to win. I think they think they're going to win. That's a lot of thinking. Ian, what do you think?
Yeah, City should win this game. Dortmund have not been very good in the Bundesliga all season, and the biggest concern for Dortmund is their backline, and they've been conceding goals to everybody in the Bundesliga, so you'd be amazed if City didn't put up 2 or 3 goals against them. The only thing is, City do have this tendency to just have that odd sloppy game in the Champions League, which just blows their whole Champions League campaign apart. And to do that against Dortmund is incredibly dangerous because you will get hurt. You will get hurt by Haaland. You will get hurt by the other attacking players as well. And you could have a horrible little half an hour or 45 minutes where you concede 3 goals, maybe more, and all of a sudden you're doing what you did against Lyon, trying to come back from behind, doing what you did against Tottenham, trying to come back from behind, and it all ends badly for you. But I think obviously the smart money is going to be on Manchester City to win this one. They've generally been pretty good themselves defensively, but I do think, as you rightly said, you can't not back Borussia Dortmund to score. So my prediction for the first leg is going to be an entertaining, high-scoring game. 3-1 Man City.
I can only agree with that. 3-1 has been in my head the entire time. I agree. Citizens to win. 3-1. Real Madrid versus Liverpool.
A real fascinating encounter. Really, I mean, this is the Champions League final of a couple of years back, and luckily for Liverpool, they won't have Karius in goal. They'll have Alisson. So their chances should be a hell of a lot better of beating this Real Madrid side.
I can't wait to see Sergio Ramos dislocate Mo Salah's arm again and then just crack Alisson in the head and give him a concussion, and Real Madrid will win 2-0 like that because that's what they do. No, you're right. This is going to be a really great game, and it is a replay of a crazy Champions League final.
It's going to be a great game, but it's two sides that are not necessarily in great form. We know of Liverpool's problems. Maybe they're starting to come out the other side of those problems, though. Maybe Klopp's found a little bit of a formation where they're not just going to be ripped apart at the back, and they can be pretty solid and back their strikers to kind of get them over the line. Real Madrid, I just feel like if Benzema doesn't carry them to victory, no one else is really going to do it this season.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Benzema has become the main man. He's taken the mantle really well, and he's not been conceited or I've always wanted this. He's done what Benzema and Giroud have done, both French strikers their entire career, of give us the ball and we'll score, or give us the ball and we'll play the ball out to somebody. But either way, we're just going to get on with it, and we're happy with it. And he's done that all season. He's been brilliant. Real Madrid now 6 points off Atletico Madrid, so they are having a pretty decent year, especially considering how bad they were. They looked good money against Atalanta in the last round, just completely owned them. This is a club and a manager with so much Champions League pedigree. Say what we want about Zidane, he does well in the Champions League. His teams do well in the Champions League. This Real Madrid side are hard to beat, and they just keep winning in the Champions League. I think I'm going to back Madrid to beat this Liverpool team 2-1.
Everybody in the comments, if any non-English people are watching this video, they're just going to think I've got a Premier League bias, which is probably true. But I'm not going to go for a Liverpool win. I'm going to go for a draw. I think this one's going to be 1-1.
It's a good result for Liverpool if they can draw 1-1 away.
I mean, it's not a bad result for either side. I mean, you look, the history tells you get the away goal in the away leg and you come home. But playing at Anfield with no fans, if it is going to be played at Anfield, we don't know. Real Madrid will still fancy their chances of getting a goal in the away leg, and if you can keep Liverpool to just one away goal, I think it's still very much even Stevens.
Right, that's the halfway point of the Champions League predictions. We just want to thank all of our Patreon backers. There are 5 of them. Only 4 of them have paid for shout-outs, but these are all being recorded in this first week. So thank you to Tangerine Matt Lombardi. You are our newest Patreon subscriber. Thank you to PJ Simpson, Matthew Bowden, Grandstand Betters, and Pessimistic Brother Alan. Your support means the world. Please, everybody else, click like, click subscribe, hit the notify bell, comment below with your predictions. And if you're really enjoying this and watch all our videos, please, please, please join us on Patreon. Our League 2 setting is only £3 a month. It's a fantastic value, and it keeps me and Ian going. And without further ado, we're gilding the lily. It's FC Porto versus Chelsea.
Looking at the fixtures, this is going to be the most cut and dry one, you would say. And Porto, and it's very disrespectful to Porto because they've done amazingly well. They actually played quite well against Man City in the group stages as well. And then they've also had this amazing game and performance against Juventus where they've almost like a gunslinger performance, really, wasn't it? Of just absolutely being amazing. They were the best matches in the last 16. I'll let you talk about it a bit more because I know you watch those games extensively. But Chelsea have been so machine-like. You just don't think they're going to get the joy against Chelsea's backline that they had against Juventus's.
No, absolutely not. Juve versus FC Porto, especially that second leg, was possibly the best game of football I've watched this season. It was end-to-end Porto, even with a man sent off. Attack every chance they get. They defend really well, and there's a huge amount of self-belief in this Porto team. Juventus threw everything at them. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously guilty of missing a couple chances, but FC Porto, especially the free kick at the end, were value for the win. I do not see them getting half the space that they did against an aging Juve side against Chelsea. Chelsea are way too well drilled. They're way too built for this. Juve this season have looked like an old lady. Oh, that's a nickname. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. They've looked like an old lady in the competition. Chelsea look like a young, energetic, just Adonis of a football club. They are so close to being a juggernaut side. Thomas Tuchel has just turned them into Jose Mourinho-like machinery. I see Chelsea winning this 2-0 personally.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, Oliveira is probably Porto's best player. They'll be looking to him, and then obviously Pepe at the back. Rolled back the years and put in a majestic performance there. But Chelsea are a different beast altogether, and the way they dealt with Atletico Madrid was very impressive. To do that, to just kind of really hold them at arm's length and just deal with them quite easily.
They Atletico. I mean,
yes, exactly right, and that bodes well for Chelsea. And Thomas Tuchel must be looking at this competition and thinking, what an opportunity in my first year to at least get to a Champions League final with the way the draws come out. And I don't think they will have any problems against this Porto side. I think it would be 1-0 to Chelsea, and it would be a very comfortable, easy route for them going into the second leg.
We come to the tie of the round. We come to the fixture everyone's been waiting for. We come to a match that we both know on Wednesday, the 7th of April, I will be going nuts over and just texting you player names all night.
Yeah.
Because Champions League and World Club Championship winners Bayern Munich host Paris Saint-Germain in a replay of last year's final.
And last year's final ended up being kind of a cagey game, as you would have expected it to be. Both sides kind of knew didn't want to lose it before they went out to win it, but I don't see that being the case in this quarter-final tie. And especially with Pochettino being in charge of Paris now instead of Thomas Tuchel. And you see a very chalk and cheese performances from Paris Saint-Germain. Sometimes they're amazing and sometimes they can be pretty bang average, and they've got to be absolutely at their best if they're going to even be in the tie by the time the second leg rolls around. And obviously they're going to look to the quality of Mbappe. He's got to either try and get balls in behind this Bayern Munich lineup, or give him the ball in enough space where he can run at the back line and get in behind them. But he is the real shining light for this Paris Saint-Germain side. I don't think Neymar's been that special this season. Di Maria's been okay, but really if Bayern Munich can keep Mbappe quiet, they shouldn't really have any problems in this one.
Like, we've talked about Bayern Munich ad nauseum. I'm not going to talk about how they're currently my favorite team in the world, because they're the best team in the world and they're incredible to watch. I am not going to back PSG until Mbappe comes out, grabs the game by the scruff of the neck and wins it himself. We are just waiting for him or Haaland to do this in Club World competitions, and we're going to call them the best player on earth. We're just waiting. It's not Messi or Ronaldo. We've got the heir apparents. They're stood here. They're doing incredible things, but they have to win these games now. And it's all going to come down to Mbappe. We've seen him do it in the World Cup. We've seen him do it his entire career, where he knows. He just knows. And in the last round, he knew at PSG. That last match, he was in, they draw that 1-1 was against Barcelona. Was it a 1-1 draw? But he was imperious. He was like putting his foot on the ball and literally gesticulating at the player in front of him, like, well, come. I'm just going to do some scissors. And if I can't go around you, I'll just play it off. He was fantastic. He has to do that here against Bayern, because Bayern 1-11 are the best club on earth. And Mbappe has to go out there and be the best player on earth to win this. He has to be Ronaldo, or he has to be Messi. And he has to take PSG kicking and screaming to the next round. I'm not going to back him to do that until he's done it. And once he does it, we both know I'll back him to win the final, because it's a coming out party if he can do it. So for me, I knew you'd like that. For me, it's a 2-0 Bayern Munich victory.
I even might say it might be one more than that. I really don't think PSG are very good at the back at all, and I've watched them when defending a pretty comfortable lead from the first leg against Barcelona, and I know that's like Messi was on form in that game, but they look like they could concede goals every time Barcelona went forward. But I've seen them look poor at the back in the French league recently, against Nantes, where they lost 2-1, and against Lyon, where they were almost like, I think they were 4-0 up, and then almost inexplicably seemed to like let Lyon back into the game and look like they were really hanging on by the end of the match. And they just can't afford to do that against Bayern Munich. Just with Lewandowski and Müller alone, they've got arguably the best strike force in football. And I just think that it doesn't. And Bayern Munich are so. There's such a calmness about Bayern that even we've seen it. They can go 2-0 down to their biggest rivals in the Bundesliga, Dortmund, and come back to win. There's never a panic set in with them. They'll always back themselves to do it, and I think that they'll know they can get goals, and I think it'll be a 3-1 Bayern Munich win.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the entire quarterfinals first leg Champions League predictions in the can. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Follow us on Patreon if you enjoyed this, but at the very least, like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next week for our next round of predictions. We hope you enjoyed this. See you later.